I'm joined once again by Rob Parker, noted Cowboy hater, but hopefully we get some objectivity here.
I'm a reporter.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much confidence do you have in Dak to improve on this year's performance?
I don't want it to sound like I'm hating, but I'm going to say 4 or 5. Not that confident that he's going to be able to do better than what we just saw in that year. And also, we all know that once they have a tape on you and they make adjustments and try to figure you out, you have to make those other adjustments as you go further. And I always go back to this. Ron Jaworski, you remember? Famous quote about Colin Kaepernick. That he thought he could be the greatest quarterback ever. Yes, we saw him rush for 181 yards against Green Bay and all the stuff that he was able to do, his skill set. And here we are years later, and we don't know how much longer he'll be around or, whether or not he can even be a starting quarterback in this league, let alone be the greatest. And at that time when he burst on the scene as a dual threat, throwing the ball, running the ball, everybody was like, oh, you can't stop this guy. People figured out how to stop him. And let me go, RG3 is the other one. Don't forget, after that rookie year in Washington, right, people thought...
but he had a horrific injury.
I'm just saying,
Go
Skip,
ahead.
but what you don't know, but I'm just saying they won 7 in a row, they won a division, and 4 or 5 years later, his career is hanging in the balance. And you're right, injury has something to do with it, but even when he's been healthy and able to play, has he looked like the same guy?
No.
Okay.
For me, I'm gonna say an 8.5.
He's gonna improve on what he did last year?
Yeah, but see, you can't look at his record and say whether or not the guy's improving. Look at what your eyes tell you. He strikes me as a guy that's gonna go in the lab in the offseason and prepare.
I agree.
And realizing that what he did last year won't be good enough again this year. So he strikes me as the guy that really cares about his craft, that's willing to put the time in to get better. And not their record might not be as good, but that doesn't mean you won't see improvement in him because he was a rookie. They will put more on his plate.
Well, people look at it that way, Shannon, and I hear what you're saying totally. But don't tell me if they win 7 games next year, people are going to say, oh, Dak's so much greater. Oh, this is great. Let's roll with Dak.
But I don't believe, and I joke with Skip, I don't all the time about the Cowboys. I don't believe they're going to be 7. They're going to win 7 games. I believe they're probably going to win the division again. I would have given him a 10, but he has an owner that's 1.5.
Great point.
That's constantly undercutting him. So he doesn't have the support. You see, Tom Brady had the support of Bill Belichick and Mr. Kraft, something that Dak Prescott has yet to enjoy. So, but even that being said, knowing the little bit about him, watching him prepare, listening to him in interviews, because it's not so much what you say, it's what you didn't say that impresses me about this young man. So I believe he will improve. Although their record might not be indicative of that, he will be a better quarterback. They will give him more, put more on his plate. He will be able to digest it better, and he will get better. That offensive line isn't going anywhere. Ezekiel Elliott isn't going anywhere. Dez Bryant isn't going anywhere. So it's up to him to go into the lab and come out a new guy.
You know what? I give you a lot of credit. The kid threw, 4 interceptions?
Yep.
You think it's going to be better than that? I just can't see that once defenses get to him.
I fear Tony Romo is also going nowhere. That he will be back, and he might be the starter. I think he will be the starter in game 1. And if not, he'll be the backup looking over Dak's shoulder. So my confidence level is extreme in Dak, but given the circumstance you just outlined, I can go up to a 7. I believe in this young man, that he will do everything in his power to improve upon what he just did. But just for perspective, just remember what happened to Tom Brady in his first year of starting. He wasn't that great. No. And then he was pretty good in the snowstorm Tuck Rule game, but they should have lost it.
Right.
He fumbled.
That was a fumble.
Probably would have changed his whole legacy had they lost that game.
If that's called, remember, Tom Brady as the starting quarterback would have lost as a 2 seed at home in a home playoff game with a week to get ready, just like Dak lost at home to Aaron Rodgers, okay? And then Tom Brady goes to Pittsburgh for the AFC game and gets hurt, and Drew Bledsoe won the game. Then Tom Brady throws for, as you point out, 145 in the Super Bowl. Not that great. Second year of starting, 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, missed the playoffs. Wow. Not that great. So Dak had a better first year as a starter than Tom Brady did. And let's hope, I'm hoping he doesn't have the sophomore slump inflicted upon him by Tony Romo and Jerry Jones.
I remember playing Tom Brady the year after that because I had gone back to Denver from Baltimore.
You went to that,
and I
yeah.
went back. We played the Patriots in New England after they had won the Super Bowl. And I remember looking like, I mean, he's okay, but I didn't see this, Skip. I did not see
No.
this. I mean, 'cause just looking at him, and he
Sure.
was at the Pro Bowl my year in Baltimore. So, and I'm looking at him throw the football, a gangly kid. I'm like,
Had Spygate started yet or not?
there we
There we go.
Every
There we
time,
go.
Rob.
This joker here.
Thanks for joining us.